What are some common types of crime in your country?
So I think in my country, in Vietnam, it's either like petty crime, like extremely like very small crime, or some of the most violent and heinous crime imaginable. So, for example, petty crime like stealing dogs and shoplifting, maybe commit uh, actually like just like pickpocket and things like that. But on the other side, there's a lot of severe crimes such as financial fraud, bribe, and murder, torture, which happens a lot. And a lot of these cases actually uh, are being published daily in the news. So yeah, it's quite weird such dichotomy in when it comes to crime in Vietnam. Have you ever witnessed a crime or been a victim of one? Please describe the experience.
Well, I think in my entire life, luckily, I have not seen any like serious crime or never have been a victim of a real crime, but I think the some I think that some guilty activity or some illegal activity that I think that I have seen some like a few times is just probably sexual harassment in the public place. They were just catcall the girls and like at our age they catcalling them and the girl seems to be really uncomfortable, and I think sexual harassment by word is still considered as a crime, so I think that's the only crime that I've ever witnessed. And yeah, I've experienced it once or two times. I and the feeling was not too bad for me because I just walk past them and I don't really care. But if I go alone, it will be pretty scary for me. And I think that people should stop doing this kind of activity because on the like on the law side, this is definitely claimed as a crime, and they could be they could have to um, they could be arrested if the victim called the police. So, how do you think crime rates in your community compare to those in other areas?
Well, I am not an expert at this field, nor do I have any statistics. But I think the crime rate in Vietnam is fairly decent in a bad way, probably. Because while not shown, there is actually a lot of crime ranging from like uh, rape and uh, sexually engaged with underage teenagers and murder and bribe and all of that, but they get covered a lot. And when compares to like other region, mm, like can I mean like in Hanoi in general, and when compares to like Thanh Hóa or uh, maybe Saigon, for example, they are fairly like equal to each other. Maybe some other place it might be worse because the lack of proper security. But yeah, so I would say that the crime rate in my community is there's uh, certainly plenty of them, but they are not like severe or detrimental to the whole society. Do you believe that the punishment for crimes in your country is fair? Why or why not?
Well, in my perspective, after I read tons of cases about a criminal in Vietnam, how bad, what crime they did, and what punishment they got after they got arrested, I think that the punishment for the crimes in Vietnam is pretty fair. Uh, of course, not all the cases are fair. Some crime, some criminal did a really bad actions, but their punishment is really not worth it, and the critics is really angry, and they want to increase the punishment for those criminals, but I think that's just account for a little part. But in the measures, the punishment for criminals in Vietnam is pretty fair, um, and and I think that that's the best punishment that they could give to the criminal for what they did. For example, like there's like I think the biggest fraud have ever happened in Vietnam is really popular. It's about a company has fraud a lot of money, about 1,000 billions Vietnam dong, and after that criminal that crimes had revealed and have exposed, and the police arrested all the boss and people that got involved in that crime. In that case, the boss, yeah, the boss that um, stand behind of all that got a um, death punishment. So I think that's really worth it. Yeah. What measures do you think could be taken to reduce crime in your community?
No, I think it's very hard. But first of all, I think uh, the punishment should be more severe, like not more severe, but basically heavier. Like you know, I think the punishment should be made so bad that all would-be criminal will think twice before they commit any filthy acts. This may sound a bit sadistic, but I would say includes like torture and uh, maybe longer what is it called again? I don't know, in prison years. Again, I don't remember the word, but basically stay longer in the prison. So all of them will think again, think twice before they do anything. But it will not solve all the problem, if not make even more, because then again, when you capture a criminal for a longer time, meaning that the more money from the government has to be spent on these viral, these disgusting individuals, instead of helping the local community and building infrastructure. So my best bet would be to uh, enhance the education system and life quality of all the citizens. So maybe, so what I'm trying to say is that we have to impose policy that will make everyone to be included, and no one is being isolated from the community, as well as welfare and uh, donation, like government donation and other things down the line, in order to help those in need, because they are one of the more vulnerable individuals in the community, and some of them are likely to be a criminal, to commit a crime to survive. So if everyone is content and happy with their life, there will be a significant reduction in criminal rate, and I think that's how everything should be. Yeah. How do you think the media portrays crime, and what impact does this have on society?
Well, nowadays every crimes, like big crimes, or always gotten along in the media, on the internet, on the press, on the news, and all those crimes got portrayed by media as some really really bad things. They portrays um, crime like the things that like people shouldn't done, and definitely because it's a bad thing, and they did it to warn the people, warn the critics, warn them to not do this, and to exposure the dark side of our community, to warn people, to tell them to be more careful in whatever they believe, and to protect themselves more careful, because nowadays there's a lot of unprecedented crime that could have done if we don't protect ourselves enough, and all of those the things that the media has portrayed about crime, I think it's have a lot of effect on our community, on our social. This could help to increase the people awareness about how dangerous our social is, and they will be more careful at protecting themselves and their family. They maybe could learn to defend themselves in some bad situation and avoid to do the crime. And yeah, that's some effect. That's some positive effect. Uh, are there any factors in society that you believe contribute to an increase in criminal behavior?
I think for the for 2024, we are in the digital age, and it's not the root cause for increased number of criminal might not be what you think, like bad bad living condition, or crazy people running around. Yes, it might still uh, have a portion of that, but I think today there's a lot of people trying to get attention, and other mentally vulnerable and weak individuals who cannot like dissociate what is that the word, cannot tell the differences between reality and virtuality. And so, for example, not long ago, I think it was like 2019, when the movie The Joker was premiered. I remember that there were a lot of arsons and uh, murder that had that was were occurring during that time, and all of them all stems from the Joker, because in case you missed it, the context of the Joker is a man who have been pushed to its limit and decide to go all out on the society, being a menace to the society, destroying things, killing people, and stuff like that. So overall, it's not a great. He's not a good person by any means, but the thing about it is that the movie itself and the social media, which is the digital world, a lot of them romanticize the character, and so many people, like young people, just like me, teenagers, who cannot, differentiate, who cannot, who don't know the consequence, and don't realize the weight of what they're doing or saying yet. They they think. this is a good thing, and start to do the same thing as a character. And the same thing can be said for many groups and uh, the people online who is pushing people, their viewers to do bad things may that will certainly make them face a lot of repercussion. And so, yeah, while there is a lot of factors such as family and such, the social media is definitely one of the, it's playing a crucial role in the increase of criminal, or because of these kind of individuals and how the uh, internet raised them. Do you think rehabilitation or punishment is more effective in reducing recidivism?
Well, in my opinion, I think that both of this is the same, has the same importance as each other, and I think they should go together, and that will have the most effect, and the most positive effect on the criminal, because during if they only do punishment on the criminal, sometimes it will cause the opposite effect, and it will make the criminals more angry more than scary, and maybe someday they will have some rebellious actions, and that was really dangerous, and we cannot know what would they do because they're criminals, and after a lot of punishment maybe they will have an idea, like they're not scared of anything anymore, and they could do whatever they like, so that would be more dangerous. But if we only use rehabilitation without any punishment, it will maybe be too soft for those criminals, because however, they still are criminals, they did crimes, and they need their own punishment, but they also need their rehabilitation too, to turn them to a better version, to like give them one more chance to become a better person, and to re-social to come back to our social lives. So I think that both of that thing should go together to have the best effect on the criminals. How do you feel about the use of technology such as surveillance cameras to prevent and solve crimes?
I think the advancement of technology have certainly helps a lot in crime solving and security. Namely, the invention of surveillance cameras and the fingerprint uh, identification system, and things down the line like DNA testing and stuff like that. Because I wholeheartedly agree and agree with the fact that they are, uh, as I say, very helpful in solving crimes, and uh, and so you get my point, right? Because, for example, a surveillance camera can give a detailed, most of the time, a detailed picture of some crime where the camera is active, and so it helps to bring it helps to bring a lot uh, of cases to the light when it might be almost impossible to do so in the past. And not only that, but they act as a undeniable evidence in the court, and so it reduces the rate of criminal being uh, released into the society again through like lack of evidence or something like that. And the same thing can be said for the fingerprint, where uh, so for example, the infamous murderer Jack the Ripper, for example, right? Uh, I am certain that he will probably leave a lot of fingerprints on the victim body back then, and but they cannot find him because they don't have the technology yet. But imagine if they can collect the fingerprints and find out the man, then a lot of people will be safe from such individuals in the society. And yeah, so in conclusion, the use of technology not only help to secure, uh, to make a more secure environment for people, but also will help to prevent and solve a lot of cases because there is visual evidence in real time of people committing crimes. So it's just easier to solve a problem. In your opinion, what role should the government play in addressing crime?
Well, in my opinion, I think that government play an important role in preventing and addressing crime. Like because the government is the center of the of a country, and the everything they do, every thing they like they give to their community, it will always have some large impact on the community. And in case of addressing the crime and reducing them, the government should do something like run some campaigns to um, aware people about how dangerous the criminals could be, so they could they could do something to protect themselves, and to tell people, to give them the knowledge about how how guilty and how illegal, what action is illegal, so they could avoid to do it, and do some campaigns to share and talk with each other, like for the community to share their thoughts, to speak up their thoughts, because like based on some study has pointed out like 40% of the crimes had done is because of the mental illness of the criminal. So maybe the government should do something to address it from the roots. They should do something to improve people mental health, so the criminal amount, the crimes amount could be reduced like a lot. So yeah.